Hey legends, Dean here. I'm going to run through some of my basic live sonar settings and my must-haves for Lowrance's Active Target 2. So straight away you'll notice these numbers on my sidebar. That's your distance ranges that I'm using. So when I'm looking for fish, I might run it out as far as 40 meters, 45 meters. Then as I find fish and I move closer to them, I'll draw them in closer. That then makes sure my casts are more accurate and I can see my lure and I can see those fish and get the two to meet nice and easily. The only adjustment I make once everything is set up is my contrast. Depending on the lake or the water clarity, I'll move this up and down. So you can see in this water, I can lift that right up so that I can see the clarity of the bottom. You'll notice these little ripples on the surface. That's because I also like to see the surface at the same time. That means I can easily see the splash from my lure. If there was lots of mess in the water or too much bait, I can back that right off. I'll still be able to see my lure and I'll still be able to see the important things like fish. You also have a little setting here on the side, noise rejection. So I like to set that at low. That just clears up the tiny bit of clutter on the screen. You turn that off, you see a little bit more. That's, again, that's the ripples from the surface. If I tilt that in, that's going to go away. But I like to set that at low. Just clears up that tiny bit of clutter off my screen. That's pretty much perfect for me, running on low. This is in scout mode, obviously. The palette I prefer is 5. That is about it for the basic settings on scout mode. Same thing in my forward. I like to keep the numbers on the side. I'm looking out for the fish, I'll find them, then you bring them in closer. You get a lot better view of what's going on. You can really see the fish and you can really see the lure. Contrast is the same. You just slide that up and down depending on what you want to do. And once it's set for the lake, I pretty much leave it at that. One thing I do like to do in forward mode, you notice here a little function called stable view. I like to leave that on in forward mode. That means that no matter what the conditions my boat are in, or if my transducer is a little bit off when I'm tilting my pole forward and backwards for my scout mode, that this bottom is always going to be perfectly horizontal and ready to go. When it comes to setting the distance for catching the fish, I like to get the fish about middle of my screen, which means if that fish is at 20 meters, I'm going to push that screen out to about 35. And I also like to have my transducer sitting up a little bit so I can see the ripples from the surface. A couple of reasons for this. One, I set the fish in the middle, so when I cast, my lure is going to land on the screen. So immediately I'm going to see where that splash is, I'm going to know if my cast is good, then I can wind it back towards the fish. Then with having the distances on that right hand side of my screen, I can quickly draw them in so that I'm closer to the fish and I can see everything clear as day. All that's left is to hook that fish.